Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Palworld. Today, we're building a crude oil base. Since we can't extract crude oil without a base, we'll need electricity, so setting one up is essential. Most of you probably already know the best place for crude oil. There's a spot at Mount Obsidian with 3 oil nodes close together. The coordinates are -852, -448. Now, let's talk about our base pals. For kindling, we'll be using Jormuntide Ignis. To get one with the best stats, I first breed a Knocklem with a 125% work speed boost from passives with a Quivern. That gave me a Jormuntide with the same 125% boost. Then I took another Knocklem, since I have 17 of them with identical passives, and breed it with a ruby to get a blaze howl. After securing one with all 4 passives, I breed her with Jormuntide, which resulted in Jormuntide Ignis. I breed 5 of them, and they'll handle all kindling at our new base. Each Jormuntide Ignis has a 125% work speed boost, 20% lower sanity drain, and can work at night. Next up, Knocklem. Since Knocklem has level 4 transportation, I started with Knocklem number 16 and breed him with number 17. That gave me another 4 Knocklems with the same passives. Now, the main pal of our base will be Orserk. To get one, I first breed Jormuntide with Lylene, both having the same 4 passive traits, to produce a Relaxaurus. At the same time, I breed Ruby with Jormuntide Ignis and got a Rayhound with identical passives. Then, I breed Rayhound with Masanda. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a Masanda without passives, so I had to use one with the Runner passive. But in the end, I managed to get a Grisbolt with both remarkable and immovable king traits. Now it's time for Orserk. I took Relaxaurus and Grisbolt to the breeding farm. They'll take care of things while I build the oil base. I'll need 6 Orserks, because I plan to place 3 large power generators, with 2 Orserks assigned to each one. Luckily, I have plenty of cakes in my farm, so there's nothing to worry about. Let's start by unlocking the crude oil extractor. First, make sure you have 50 circuit boards and 250 pal metal ingots in your inventory. We'll need them later. Right now, we can't build our 4th base at this level, so I'll have to temporarily remove my first base. This base is my farming base, and since it was also my first base, I don't want to remove it permanently. I'll rebuild it as soon as I'm done with the crude oil base. For now, all ranches, hot springs, the monitoring stand, and the guild chest are destroyed. I'll sort everything out later. Now, let's head to Sakurajima Island. There are plenty of oil nodes nearby, so find one and place your PAL box close to it. Deploy some Anubis in the field and set up the extractor above the oil node. Once the Anubis finish their work, upgrade your base from the PAL box, then dismantle the extractor. Now we can destroy this base, and we will do that from our main base. Back at my main base, I still haven't unlocked the 4th base slot, so we'll need 2 more levels. To gain more level, unlock the cool food box. We can destroy it later, after upgrading the base. Next, we need to build a refrigerated crusher for 1 more level. We can make Paldium fragments from spheres, but that's completely unnecessary. Why would anyone do that? Now that we've upgraded the base, Our maximum base cap is 4. That means we can finally set up the crude oil base without sacrificing our first base. Time to start the building process. First, we'll need some ingots, wood, stone, and palladium for the metal foundation, pal box, and guild chest. Let's get to it. Here are the 3 oil nodes. They form a perfect triangle, and most importantly, they're close to each other. Start by placing the foundation in the center, then position the pal box. Before finalizing its placement, check the blue border line. We need to make sure it covers all 3 nodes. Avoid crossing the cliff, or your pals will fall off. Once the pal box is placed, the first thing to build is the guild chest, since it's the main storage for all our materials. Next, set up some beds and a food box for Anubis. We'll replace them with large beds later. Now for the oil extractors. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and the key strategy is to divide the center of the oil node into 2 equal parts and place 2 extractors on them. Before placing, remove all pals from the base. Otherwise, they'll get in the way. Two down, 4 more to go. Let's get these built quickly. If you want to zoom in, you can adjust the field of view settings. This makes it easier to spot the center of the oil nodes. Next, look for the specific pattern. Every oil node has it. So identify it and place the extractor right in the middle, just like this. Move as slowly as possible and avoid frequent cursor movements. Placing the second extractor is trickier. Slowly back away from the node until you exit the node area. Then move back in carefully. Shift slightly left or right, and you'll find the perfect placement spot. Now, let's set up the last one. Repeat the same process. And all 3 extractors are placed. So half of the process is done. Now it's time to fill the area with foundations. But before that, I need to check on my breeding farm. All right, we got our first Orserk, and it has all 4 passives. That's awesome. We got 1 on the first try, so I think we'll get all 6 within 30 eggs. So far, I've hatched 21 eggs and already have 3 perfect Orserks. What? That's great progress. I always name them in numerical order. It helps me manage them efficiently in the base. Meanwhile, I've filled in the remaining area with foundations, and now it looks clean and well organized. I'm leaving some space at the back for pal beds and hot springs, so I didn't place any foundations there. Now, we need to unlock the large power generator. This base will have 6 extractors, 1 electric kitchen, and 4 electric furnaces. So we'll need a lot of power. That's why I'm placing 3 large power generators. Each generator needs an accumulator. This way, if my pals get knocked out, the base won't stop producing crude oil immediately. I'll let the Anubis handle construction. Next, I'll add some wave generators to boost sanity and work speed. Now place some large pal beds. Technically, all my base pals have the vampiric passive, meaning they don't need to sleep. But it wouldn't be fair not to give them beds. They deserve it. The beds are placed, and we're almost done with construction. To optimize electricity, we need to do some research. After leveling up, we can unlock the electric pylon in the Technology tab. Now, let's finish the production setup. I don't really need an electric kitchen, so I might replace it with another furnace later. Now that we've unlocked the electric pylon, let's build one for electricity, along with a cauldron for kindling. The base is almost complete and it's looking perfect. Oh, I forgot to place the PAL box back at my first home. This base will be used for honey farming, and there's a ton of food and honey in the food box. I need to collect it before all the salad goes to waste. I have enough honey for now, so I'll organize everything later. Wait, I also forgot to add high-quality hot springs. These are important for maintaining my pal's sanity. Let's release some Anubis to build them quickly. With that, the base building process is complete. Now, let's finalize our research upgrades. In total, I've increased electricity output by 35%, power storage by 40%, and reduced power consumption by 10%. This will help Orserk a lot. In total, I hatched 89 eggs to get 7 perfect Orserks. I'll place 6 in the oil base and keep 1 for my main base. To free up space in my PAL box, I condensed many extras. Now it's time to start running the crude oil base. First, I'll deploy 6 Orserks for electricity, 5 Jormuntide Ignis for kindling, and then a group of Knocklems for transportation. They'll move all resources into the guild chest, just like in my mining farm. I'll AFK for 1 full in-game day and night cycle to see how much crude oil this base produces. Right now, I have 18 crude oil in my chest. It will take 32 minutes for 1 full in-game day. Alright, 1 day is complete. First, let's check the extractors. No oil left, meaning Knocklem transported everything perfectly.
What?
Now, let's check the result. Before, I had 18 oil, and now I have 204. That means I gained 186 crude oil in 1 day. That's about 31 per extractor per day. But that's not all. I just realized we can research extraction speed upgrades. Let's do that now. I unlocked 2 levels, adding a 20% and a 30% speed boost. That's a total 50% increase in oil production. To unlock another 40%, I'll need 5 ancient core. I'll work on that later. For now, this is already a big improvement. Before, the base produced 186 crude oil per day. Now with the upgrade, it will generate 279 crude oil daily. That's more than enough for everything. That's all for now. In the next episode, we'll take on as many bosses as possible and try to reach the level 55 oil rig. So, stay tuned for the next episode of Palworld. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Gaming Potion.